Hello, everybody. Happy Good Friday. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Start of the big Easter weekend, so we'll see what's going down. We're going to talk about a little bit about that billionaire's budget today, or the other day that they passed. So if you're new to the channel, you like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe too. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by Mother's Day. I keep going from 47,000 to 46,995, 47,001, 46,994. Yeah. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down. But we can fix that. So if you like it, share it, thumbs it up, press the subscribe button. All my hangers on, you're already hanging on, doing your best, and I thank you so much. So on this Good Friday, with nothing open at the stores and stuff, let's do a video. And like I said, it's about the budget, and all I can say is, okay, this is highway robbery. That's what this is. I got this article from Americans for Tax Fairness. They write a lot of good stuff on there, and they were saying that there's a bunch of protests and stuff coming up, but they're going to all these Congress people, these Republicans' hometowns to protest them for this budget. But House Republicans just pulled off the biggest heist ever. They passed Trump's budget resolution, then celebrated by going on a 2-week vacation. Isn't that lovely? The resolution sets out their plan to literally hand billions of dollars to the ultra mega wealthy. Just like Trump promised in that ballroom during his campaign. He stood up at that podium at Mar-a-Lago and he looked out, he went, "You guys are all really rich," he said. "You give me $1 billion and I'll make you richer. I will get the biggest tax breaks for you and the biggest rollovers. Just cost you $1 billion. Looks like you got it. They are literally laughing all the way to the bank. While regular working class, disabled, seniors, and children get brutal cuts that these families rely on. This budget favors only one group of people. One group of people. The ones that don't need it. Elon Musk, Trump. Did you know that Trump, in 2 out of the 4 years he was president, he only paid $750 in income tax? $750. I think those 2 years I paid over $2,000 and I'm on a pension. Figure that one out. And then 2 years he paid nothing. That was in season 1. Wonder how that's going this year. The billionaire's budget slashes Medicaid and food assistance, to name just 2 of the, I think there's over 100 things that they're slashing in that budget. They're literally stealing from the poor. In comparison to those who will be hoarding more wealth and more money that they have seen in quite a while. They've never seen increases in their wealth like this. And him dicking around with the tariffs in the stock market is making him even more wealthy. The American people are pissed off and they're standing up. The GOP, I now call them the greedy old party, is very close to the finish line to give up to $5.3 trillion in tax breaks to his rich buddies. Well, we can't really say they're buddies now, does he? Because he doesn't have any buddies. All he has is filthy rich people all lined up to kiss his ass with lips the size of Laura Loomer's, just kissing his ass. So as the President of the United States, he can finally feel important and say shit like, "See, they know I'll help them. I'm big, I'm important. Look at me, look at me. I can take care of them. Nobody else can take care of them like I take care of them. I have 75 countries all bending over to kiss my ass so I won't tariff them." That's a dictator. That's what a dictator says. So $5.3 trillion in tax breaks to the very wealthy and their corporations. You know, the Steve Bezos and Meta and all those. But what it's going to gut is $880 billion from Medicare, and they're going to rob hungry people who benefit from the SNAP program to the tune of $230 billion with a B. There will be tens of thousands of people who will lose their health care and food assistance so that billionaires can have more money. And no, they're not giving it to you. How in the hell can he say this will balance the budget? How can they say that? The only one that had a surplus in modern political history was a Democrat, and that was Bill Clinton. He had a surplus for all 8 years he was in. Well, he had to clean up some stuff from before that, just saying. But yeah, he ended up with a surplus. Now, I'm not sure what sixth grader came up with the math for this bullshit, but the goal was not to dazzle you with their brilliance, but to baffle you with their bullshit. And all them MAGAs out there going, oh yeah, Trump's good for the economy. He's going to be good for us. This is a tax scam, people. It's a tax scam, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes, only to protect him and his rich politicians and the multi-billionaires that got them all elected. Now, I guess they're feeling quite lucky because they could jam that shit stick right through Congress because they have a majority in the House and the Senate. I guess, as the old saying goes, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, by going back to their districts for this 2 weeks vacation they decided to give themselves, they are jumping out of the frying pan and straight into the fire. The latest polls I saw was up to 75% of Americans are pissed off with his budget and all the stuff because they're starting to read this stuff. They're starting to wake up a little bit at a time. And his tariffs. With the tariffs, the Mango Moose Knuckle, he's got a really challenged mindset. And that it shows that he has no effing idea how these things work. And I watched a talk about economics this afternoon with a professor of economics at Columbia. I know, they caved to Trump, but I got a feeling because Harvard said, screw you, buddy, I think they're going to turn their backs on Trump too. I really do. So he explained it this way. Professor SACHS said, when you go shopping for shoes or groceries, you are running a deficit. You made money. Now, in order to get something you need, you have to pay out of pocket. Now, unless you go mental at the mall, you only spend what you can afford, discretionary income, right? But Trump, in my opinion, believes he's doing these countries a favor by tariffing them because when he buys from them, he fully expects them to give him shit either free or really cheap. And when he has to pay fair market value, like everybody else does, he screams, "You're ripping me off! They're all ripping me off! Now I have to run a trade deficit." He says he's running almost a $300 billion trade deficit with Canada, but guess what? He's running a surplus if we deduct the oil because Canada only sells him oil for like $4 or $5 a barrel. Tell me that ain't a steal. And now he's complaining? Bastard. The trade deficit it doesn't represent a trade policy. It represents spending relative to how much you produce or how much you're making back in earnings. Professor SACHS says this is called an identity, and I teach it in the second day of my course on international monetary economics. I guess Mr. Trump never made it to day 2. Don't you love that? Now, people tell him, Trump, that he's running a trade deficit, and the moose knuckle just says, oh no, look, they're all cheating me. The whole world, they're ripping us off. They're cheating us. They're cheating me. They're cheating me. It's not him. It's not coming out of his pocket. He don't give a rat's ass because he knows whatever he brings in, he'll skim some off the top. All that is happening is that the United States is outspending its national income. That's what they're doing. If you look up the nation income chart, you can add up consumption, investment, and government spending, and then you subtract off of that the gross national product, and lo and behold, guess what you get? An exact amount of the current account deficit. If I can understand this, I mean, there should be no problem with anybody else getting it. I'm dyslexic, man. Numbers mean nothing to me. I'm all topsy-turvy. I put them backwards, upside down, doesn't matter. They don't make sense to me. I can't add 1 and 1 without a calculator, but I understand this. If you buy more than you make, you run a deficit. Plain and simple. Trying to make that up in tariffs is just stupid. It's just all out stupid. You are creating taxes on goods that didn't have taxes before. So people are getting low on their money because of his tariff tantrums. They got to pay more now for the same thing they were paying without the taxes the day before. It just seems that there's too much month at the end of the money now. Too much month left. So this is my 2 cents on how Trump's I'm sure he has a brain worm too, because it's got to be like that friggin' big without the nail, right? Doesn't have a big brain at all. But his little brain worm is piecing this all together. Now, the U.S. spends nearly $2.5 trillion just on the day-to-day stuff of running a country. Just on the day-to-day stuff. Now, it quickly got to this point, 36 trillion now? Because the people in Congress that got into office were being paid for their campaigns by very rich people who don't like taxes. So what they say to their congressmen and women is, here, we will give you this money to win, and we'll help you get elected. And you can spend whatever you like, but just don't tax us. That's their whole meaning of the thing. We'll get you in there, but don't tax us, okay? And it seems like it's working, because now with this new budget, they all took off. They're all celebrating for 2 weeks. So they're going to find out when they hit their town halls at their hometowns. And I hope they get a raft of shit right up their arse. I really do. So anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. Have a safe Easter weekend, won't you? And I hope the bunny's good to all of you. By the way, my cousin gave me this little pin. It's a little serenity angel, and we can all use some of that, just saying. Anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, and please be good to you first so you can be good to somebody else. I love you. Mwah. Blow kisses. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you all.